You know that feeling, right? That pre-vacation panic? That, oh no, we're going to miss the flight feeling. Well, in this explainer, we're going to follow one family on their very first flight together. We'll break down the whole thing from the crazy packing all the way to landing in paradise. And along the way, we're going to pick up some really key travel vocabulary.
It's really the classic question, isn't it? You imagine this, calm, totally organized start to your vacation. But the reality? Yeah, it's often more like a frantic sprint to the gate. So which one is it going to be for our family today? Let's dive in and see. Okay, so for our family, that's Emma, David, and their kids, Anna and Peter, the dream of seeing Costa Rican jungles and monkeys. Well, it starts with an absolute classic travel nightmare. They've overslept. So yeah, their trip to paradise has just turned into a serious race against the clock. All right, section 1, a mad dash begins. This is all about the oversleeping, the frantic packing, and that mad race to the taxi.
Whoa, just look at how tight this schedule is. They wake up at 7:30 a.m. for a 10 a.m. flight. That gives them just 2.5 hours to do, well, everything. I mean, the pressure is on from the absolute first minute.
Oh man, you can just feel the panic in that, can't you? That's the moment, right there, when the dream of a chill, relaxing morning just completely shatters and the sprint, it has officially begun. This one line really sets the whole high-stakes tone for their race to the airport.
And this just perfectly captures the different priorities in a family, doesn't it? You've got the kids, and they're worried about their favorite toy monkey and swimsuits. Meanwhile, the parents are laser-focused on the absolute essentials: passports, tickets, and of course, coffee. It's such a classic snapshot of how family travel works.
The classic maybe. You know the one. This little exchange about the bug spray is just great. It's funny, but it also adds this really authentic touch of realism, right? Every family has that one item that might, just might, have been forgotten. We'll have to wait and see if this little maybe comes back to bite them, literally, later on in Costa Rica. Okay, they've somehow made it out of the house and into the taxi, which brings us to section 2, conquering the airport. We're talking check-in chaos to the security scramble. This is where all the official airport stuff really kicks off. And just like that, little Peter asks the perfect question to lead us into this next part. He's basically our guide here. This is our way into understanding the first big step of any flight. So yeah, what does check-in actually mean? Okay, so basically, check-in is the official start of your journey with the airline. It's that first counter you go to where you show your passport and ticket, you say goodbye to your big suitcases, and in return, you get the super important documents you need to actually get on the plane. And when you break it down, the process is actually pretty simple. Step 1, find your airline's counter. Then you hand over your documents. Step 3, put those heavy suitcases on the scale. And finally, you get those all-important boarding passes. Our family manages to get through all this just in the nick of time. And look at this, a small win for the family. Their heaviest suitcase weighs in at 24 kilograms, which is just under the limit. Phew, you can practically hear the sigh of relief, can't you? Honestly, it's these little victories that get you through a super stressful travel day. So once they've checked in, they get their boarding passes, and you should really think of this as your golden ticket for the rest of the way. Like Emma says, it's pretty much a ticket to the sky. It's got all the crucial info on it: your gate number, your seat number, basically everything you need to get on that plane. Okay, next stop, security. And Emma's explanation to Peter here is just perfect. It's so simple. It's all about safety, right? Just making sure nothing dangerous ends up on the plane. Her example of a toy sword? Genius. It makes it so relatable and easy for anyone to get. Now, if you've flown before, you know this dance well. You take off your watch, your belt, maybe your shoes. Everything goes into a tray, ticket scanned. It can feel like a bit of a scramble, for sure, but it's a super important step before you can finally get to the gate and breathe. And they made it through security. Okay, on to section 3, first flight in the sky. This is the really exciting part, especially for the kids. They're on the plane, buckled in, and ready for takeoff, turbulence, and clouds that look like cotton candy. I love this because it shows you the magic of a first flight from 2 totally different points of view. For the kids, it's just pure wonder, you know? Whoa, we're going so fast! And the clouds look like cotton candy, and of course, airplane snacks. But for the parents, it's more about managing anxieties and really wanting a cup of coffee.
It's like two completely different worlds happening in the exact same place.
So the plane hits a few bumps, and this gives us a really great, simple way to understand turbulence. Comparing it to driving on a bumpy road, I mean, that's a fantastic way to make it seem way less scary. And that's exactly what David does for the kids here, just to calm their nerves. All right, after a pretty smooth flight, the last part of their journey begins. Section 4, Arrival in Paradise. They've landed in San Jose, Costa Rica. But believe it or not, the adventure isn't quite over yet.
Okay, so picture this. You just got off a long flight, you're tired, you're looking for the driver who's supposed to pick you up, and you see a sign with your name. Except not quite. Close, but definitely not right. This sets up such a funny, memorable little moment right as they're about to cross the finish line.
And Emma's response here is just perfect. She could be annoyed, right? But instead, she just handles it with a laugh. It's such a great reminder that a lot of the time, these little travel hiccups end up being the best stories you tell later. Hey, they found their ride, and that's really all that matters.
And then this. This is the moment when all that stress just melts away. They step out of the airport and they're hit with that warm, soft air that smells like flowers. The race against the clock, the packing chaos, it's all over. They've officially arrived in paradise. So, from passports and toy monkeys to that maybe forgotten bug spray, this whole story really makes you think about packing, doesn't it? Which leaves us with one last question for you to think about. What is the one item that you absolutely, positively cannot forget to pack for your vacation?